And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? There's a lot of trouble in this room.
I have a very unique question, and I'm really just here to listen. How do you control the thoughts and the desires of 10 people?
You don't. Give it up.
What if they're all inside of you?
Well, you invited them in, so just cut that out. You're asking an even bigger question than you know, one that everyone in this room wants to know about right now, and that is, so here I am, I have this point of attraction. What do I do about it? And we say, what's going on right now, what your point of attraction is right now, it's compelling. The law of attraction is responding to you. It's like a hair blowing back experience sometimes, and it's happening. And if something is intense and not wanted, you just have to sort of give yourself a break in an attitude of this too shall pass, and not try to hit it head on. Because when you try to hit something head on that you are living in a strong way, you perpetuate it. So it's like taking a general approach to it. This too shall pass as best you can, and then take a nap, take a walk. Distraction is just about the best thing that you can do. But if something's really happening, it's hard to be distracted by something that's really happening. But that is the answer.
So, like, for me, I manifest everything. I'm very good at it. And I have so many hobbies, but always in a different state of mind.
Well, your attraction is the path of least resistance, better said, the path of most allowance, is a variable on different subjects. Some subjects you've thought about longer, some subjects you've thought about more purely. In other words, you don't have so much contradiction going on. Some subjects you have a whole lot of marbles about them, but more important, some subjects you activate more often. And sometimes it's because of influence of people around you, or because of what's going on in the world in general. Attention to subjects is an interesting thing. It is attention to the subject that keeps them active. What is the question you're asking? How do you pick from among the things that are important to you?
Kind of. Like, I have, I don't want to get into like what I think, what it is or anything like that, but I feel like it's like one day I wake up and I have the ability to do anything I want. I'm very blessed. My husband is an amazing man. I have manifested the perfect home, the perfect car, everything is beautiful. But the issue is deep within myself. I don't care about changing other people's views. I none of this.
Good.
I'm past that.
Yeah.
But what it is it's within me, where I wake up one day and dress like this. And tomorrow I wake up and I look like a goth. And that goth is a 13-year-old who hates everything and everybody. And she gets me into trouble. And then I come back to me. And then I have to deal with the repercussions of what she did. And it's very complex. It's DID.
Well, it seems like it's complex, but it's really very simple. There are a lot of labels that could be applied to it, but the label that we apply to it is the law of attraction responding to thoughts that you continue to think. And don't try to analyze it or figure it out or explain it or defend it or justify it. Just accept that it is law of attraction's response. And then you do have, like right now in this moment, you are exercising your ability to acknowledge which of that you prefer and which of that you don't prefer. So in a moment like this is a good time to deliberately choose existing marbles for the parts of what you're living that feel good. There's a saying that it's not so prevalent anymore, but it has been over time. The devil made me do it. I can't explain what's going on. I'm possessed. I can't explain what's going on. And we say, the law of attraction is responding. If you could give up the need to explain how whatever that the law of attraction is responding to got there, and just start fresh with, oh, the law of attraction is responding, then you could get out ahead of it a little bit by deliberately deciding what you prefer, even of that. Esther's been playing a really effective game with herself really recently, because It occurred to her because of something that happened on one of the Abraham Now broadcasts. Someone asked a question, and as we responded to it, as Esther was driving back to her house, she thought, oh, this is big. And this was the reply that we gave to someone. A lot of what you are saying or thinking, you are receiving from your inner being. A lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And of course, the better it feels, the more likely that is the case. It doesn't mean that you cannot be saying things that your inner being is completely at one with also, but so much of what occurs to you is a direct inspiration coming from source. And Esther thought, you know, I'm going to start following those impulses, because for a long time she thought if it was coming from source, and she thinks of Abraham as source, and we are part of what she thinks of as source, but it's profound and it's infinite intelligence and it's helpful. But sometimes it's get a drink of water. Sometimes it's get up from your desk and move your body a little bit. And so we would like to say to you, we really want you to hear this, so much of it is coming from that powerful place of well-being. And there's something else that we really want you to hear. Every subject is really two subjects. We have something for you. No, we don't. So we are forced to give you Esther's blouse. Or use your own hand. Oh, someone saved Esther's blouse. This has barbecue sauce on it. And this. So there are two ends of a stick. That was not disdain. We weren't mad at you for not putting something here. We just wanted you to know that somebody didn't put it here, and maybe you had it over there. Oh, see? See how the law of attraction is? So every subject is really two subjects. Wanted on one end of the stick, so to speak, and absence of wanted on the other. So when you're really living something you don't want and you're attracting, you're also attracting on the other end of the stick. And you know why? Because when you know what you don't want, you're asking for what you do want, and your inner being is focused upon what you do want, so that's growing too. So what we're saying to you, this is the part we really want you to hear. A lot of what you're receiving is that pure energy from source. And when it feels like it's the opposite of that, it's because this is what you want so much. And when you don't think you can get that, a lot of times when people are talking about, and we know this is not your subject today, but it is for a lot of people, when someone is talking about wanting more money, they don't realize what they're doing is amplifying the fact that they don't have enough money. Because it's really the same subject that's being amplified on both ends of the stick at the same time. So you were talking about sometimes I'm like this and sometimes I'm like this, and we say it's all right and it's all part of the same thing. Helpful?
Yeah, thank you.
Something more? Take it easy. And
I have too much stuff because I have the hobbies and interests and style of 10 people. It's exhausting.
It's only exhausting if you try to do all the stuff at once. Let's say you're at a wonderful restaurant and everything about it is really exquisite and you're enjoying the most delicious food. You usually don't say, I wish I was over there eating that, and I wish I was over there eating that, and I wish I was over there. Just focus on what you are doing and let the only clarification that you're reaching for be, how can I follow my path of least resistance? And if you're saying, I should be doing that, I should be doing that, I should be doing that, you're not following the path of least resistance. That's what's causing you to feel so scattered. We're going to give you a strong statement. One of the best things is to discover how you get to make clarity out of chaos. It's through focus. But it's through liking clarity. If you're trying to sort through the chaos for the clarity, the chaos just gets bigger. But if you're trying to find or feel the clarity, feel the difference in that? So where did you get that box?
Yes, ma'am.
It's endless. We're keeping all of these.
Okay.
You good? Really good.
Can I hug you?
Not a good idea. You might wake Esther up.
So, Terrytown, 35 people in the room. Long time ago.
Seattle, there were 3. Oh, not lately.
And
The
now
law of
there's
attraction is
this.
a real thing, isn't it?
Yes.
It isn't numbers, it's clarity. In other words, it's the asking and allowing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. What's up?
I want to know where we go when we're in slumber. Where are we when we're sleeping?
Well, you're in a place of non-resistance. Your consciousness is withdrawn. And so the best way of expressing it is that your inner being but your inner being isn't necessarily focusing your physical being while you're asleep. So the best way to understand it is that it's an opportunity for your point of attraction to be at ease for a little while. It's like whatever you've been gathering up, you're not gathering up quite so much. Why do you want to know? Why does that matter?
I want to know if we can control it somehow.
Why would you need to? You're asleep, so you're not doing any positive or negative attracting, and meanwhile your inner being's doing all that positive attracting, so why are you wanting to mess with the way the universe works?
So why do people have nightmares? Or
The most important thing to understand is that when you dream, whether it's a dream that feels good to you or a dream that doesn't feel good to you, when you dream, it's not something that's happening all night long. It's a download of vibration that you are translating, and it makes it feel like it lasted for a long time, but it is always a vibrational match to what's active in your bag. Always a vibrational match to what's active in your bag. So if you wake up from a really good feeling dream, no reason to intend otherwise or to find the easy existing match of anything. But if you wake up from something that doesn't feel so good, you want to distract yourself from that by giving your attention to things that feel good.
so it would be a good idea to do that before you go to sleep.
Not in a protective way, but in an appreciative way. As you're going to sleep, focus on how good this bed feels and how lovely the atmosphere in the room is, or how much you appreciate whatever it is. Be light about it, because you don't want to get your mind all activated, but just easy, good feeling thoughts. Yeah.
Nice.
Good?
That's all I have.
That was quite a lot.
Thank
Really good.
Thank you.
Second row. What could possibly be left undone? We figured it all out pretty much, haven't we? Right here?
Hello. My question is, what is the link between luck and the law of attraction?
Luck and the law of attraction. What's the link? The more you understand your point of attraction, and the more you focus on what you want, the luckier you are. Sometimes people will say, well, I didn't plan on that, it just happened. But while they may not have been focusing upon the specific way, there was a vibrational match, because nothing ever happens that isn't a vibrational match. The reason that luck is even part of the vernacular or the consciousness of human life is because if you're not deliberate about what you're doing, you can't explain why things are happening to you or anyone else. So you can't connect the dots. So there are a lot of dots that are connected that aren't accurate. What comes to you is always a vibrational match. It just is.
So there's no such thing.
Well, we would not say that there's not such thing as a steady trend of lovely things happening to you, but we wouldn't say it's random, and maybe the word luck doesn't imply random all of the time, but it often does. Sometimes Esther says, I'm lucky that way, to people who she knows she doesn't have time to explain. Somebody will say, well, you were in the right place at the right time, and Esther say, I'm lucky that way, because it's an easier way, and yet it's sort of doing them a little bit of a disservice. It'd be better if she said, well, actually, sit down. Sit down. Good?
Excellent.
Really good.
Thank you.
Really good.